What's up, y'all? This is Nick here. I'm a little sleepy. It's like 4 a.m. in the morning, and in my city, like my home city, it's like 5 a.m. So I don't really know if I'm really adjusted to the time yet, but I might look a little sleepy. But basically, if you see the title, then you know already pretty much what this video is about. So, like, if not building an electric car was already crazy enough, I'm taking another step. I'm gonna try to bring it to Mexico. So, I got my iPad here so we can so I don't forget what I'm talking about. As you can tell, iPad, okay. And we're gonna talk about some things. So let's scroll to the top. So the first question I have is, why am I bringing the 350Z and not the Lexus? So basically, at first, I wanted to bring the Lexus out here. At first, when I was thinking about bringing the Lexus out here, it makes more sense. Like, the car runs, I can drive it all the way from like my home city all the way down to Mexico City. So it's just like a 30-hour drive, but I can do it. Versus with the 350, it's going to cost me like an arm and a leg just to get it out here. But we'll talk about that a little later. But the reason I want to bring the 350 out here is because I want to finish the 350. Like, I don't want to be one of those project cars where I started, I kind of get halfway. Well, I'm more than halfway. I'm pretty much like 95% done. Let's be realistic. I'll say 90% done. And I don't want to be one of those project cars where I look back in like 3 or 4 months now, on top of the 3 or 4 months I haven't been working on it, and saying like, hey, well, let me just scrap the project. So yeah, but let's just talk about these questions I got. So basically it's like this. First question, it's really three, or really 2 bullet points really. So the first one is why I want to bring the 350Z and not the Lexus. Pretty much answer that. Another part is the 350Z has been paid off for a couple of years now, which means that I don't need permission from the bank to bring the car across the border. So the problem is, because the Lexus I bought back in, or started financing back in like literally like 2 days before the end of 2018, like I'm not going to pay it off right now. It's just, I'd rather use my money for other stuff than to put a lump sum down and pay off the car. So basically with the Lexus, I would have to send the lien holder, like fax all this information in, get that information back, wait 3 or 4 days to see if it even gets approved. And they may only say, hey, it's only approved for 30 or 60 days from what I'm seeing online. But I'm trying to have this here for like 6 months. So that's one problem. Another thing is, in Mexico, there's this thing called Hoy No, I think I'm gonna say it wrong, it's Circulos, Hoy No Circulos. And I'm just gonna add like a screenshot right here. And basically the way it works is, on certain days you can't drive your car. If the license plate ends in a certain number, you can't drive on certain days. So certain cars can't already drive like between like 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. But then to add to it, they have a specific day where you can't even drive on that day at all. Basically, it's like from like 5 a.m. until like 10 p.m., which is basically like, what are you doing at 11 p.m. at night? You know what I mean? If you gotta be back by 4 a.m. So that's one thing. But yeah, but when I bring out the electric car, it's considered, no emission, which means I can drive all days, no problems. Don't ever have to worry about like, oh, I forgot, car gets pulled over, car gets confiscated or something like that. I don't have to worry about that. So that's another reason why I want to bring out the 350Z. Another one is I still want to make progress on the car. I think I just talked about that in another short clip, but if I didn't, I still want to make progress on the car. Like, I just want the car done. Like, I want to be able to say, hey, I'm driving this car daily, even if it's not nothing crazy. Yeah. So, and also I want to just say, like, Mexico City is small, but it feels like huge, like the city. So when you're in the city, it feels like when you're in traffic, you're like, man, I feel like it's like 20 or 30 minutes just like driving around, but really you only drove like 1 mile, because the perimeter of the city from diameter to diameter, like I took like the furthest point that I usually go. So usually if I land at the airport, I won't go any further than the other point, and I usually only go that far. I've never been that far actually to the left. But anyways, it's like 6 miles. My 350 range right now with the current battery pack that I have, only because like I said, I'm running a really low battery pack. I think my battery pack is like 20 kilowatts, so that's no more than probably, I don't really think it's more than 50 miles. Like, I think I can push 60, but I don't think it's more than 50 miles. It may be like, I think it's no more than 50. I'm gonna say that. Maybe even 40. But let's say even if it's 40 or 50 miles, 6 miles means I charge my car once, and I can basically drive my car really if I'm not driving, let's say I'm driving 3 miles there, 3 miles back, 6 miles the whole day, then I would say it's like really, I can drive like 10 days like that. And that's 10 days. So that means I'm charging my car once a week. But it is what it is. Like, that's pretty cool. All right, the bad. All right, so basically the bad about it is because, like I just said, my range is like 40 or 50 miles. Is it 40 or 50? I think it might even be 30 miles. I gotta check. I gotta really check. I think it's one. No, it's 60 because it's usually 1 kilowatt per 3 miles. Use that brain. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I have to tow the car twice. So to tow it from Atlanta to Texas, and then tow it from Texas. And then I have to drive it across the border. And then I need to get it towed from the Mexico border, Mexico side of the border, all the way down to Mexico City. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. I'm not worried about the U.S. side because anybody will ship anything. I can rent a car, borrow a friend's car or a friend's truck and move it. I can't use my truck because it's not a 6-cylinder, and I don't want to leave it in Texas. So yeah, that's another thing. And yeah, another part about a car, bad part is I do not know if they're going to deny it being a project car. Like, they pop the hood like, oh my God, you built this yourself or you worked on it yourself? Cool. The only thing I'm worried about is lithium ion batteries. Like, the whole point of border control is checking for like, smuggled item, drugs and everything. Only thing that's sketchy to me is those lithium ion battery packs doesn't look like it's something like a normal person would have. So just seeing like lithium ion packs in the back of the car, or even back car, let's say if they say, hey, I get pulled out for inspection and they want to start searching the car. They search the car, they follow the orange wires, like, what the hell is all this? They see those lithium ion battery packs and they're like, yeah, we're gonna need to inspect this a little more. Let's go and pull these out. I don't hopefully they don't just deny it. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. This is new to me. This is a risk. Somebody has to do it. I guess I'll be the first one. Could lose a car. Who knows? Next is I still need to update the car registration in Atlanta. And the problem with that is if I was in any other county in Georgia that wasn't in the perimeter, this will be a walk through the park. My registration will still say gas, even though it's an electric car. My registration will be current. I can just drive it across, no problem. The problem I'm having is because we require an emission, my car is electric. I can't get an emission. Because I can't get an emission, I can't update my registration. In order to update the registration for the no emission, I have to send in paperwork to the county, which, as we know, the corona's going on right now, which is why I haven't worked on my car since March, because I've been out here since March, which is why the last video I got was in March. So yeah, and basically that's pretty much it on that part. So my plan is to go back, take videos, take pictures of the car, drive it around the block or whatever. After I drive around the block, send all the information in, maybe even drive to the DMV or get it towed to the DMV, and then have them like expect it, and then have to say, oh, proof, check mark, and wait for that new title to come in. Or honestly, I think they might let me just keep the gas title, but I highly doubt that they will probably maybe surrender the old title, and I would have to wait, like, how that goes, like a month, and then fly back again, pick up the car, and make it do its thing. So it is what it is. And that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much my update. Update is bringing the car to Mexico, and we're gonna see if I can do it. The goal is to have it here by like August. So there's some things I need to go back and still do in Atlanta. One of the problems I ran into, we'll talk about another video. So I'm gonna end it right here. Basically, though, long story short, flying back to Atlanta to fix up some little things on the car. Gonna do all the paperwork to see if we can get it through to Mexico. I read online that Tesla's made it through, so I can bring electric cars. I just think I won't be able to import the car ever. So basically, if I decide to live in Mexico after 4 years from now and I get a permanent resident visa, then I will never be able to import the 350. I would literally have to buy another 350, gas, bring it over, and then swap all my stuff over and trash the shell. So that's the only thing. But other than that, everything else is pretty much straightforward, smooth sail. So, yep, here we go.